Hey folks, here at OS Reviews. You're watching our video first look and impressions review of the Q-Hub Type-C USB hub. So as we know, USB Type-C, the reversible kind, is the new standard both with laptops and with smartphones. It provides both power as well as data, so it's a universal cable that can also be used for HDMI output to a larger display in addition to charging pretty quickly as far as the rates are concerned, and of course transferring data. And Power Trend is a company that produces these type of accessories and other innovative Wi-Fi flash drives for phones and computers. And the Q-Hub is their newest all-in-one Type-C hub. Now, it's not super cheap. It comes priced at around $90, but for that cost, you're getting one of the best USB Type-C hubs in terms of giving you lots of expansion ports and also a HDMI output, which is great if you want to connect a phone or a MacBook onto a larger TV or display. Of course, they also sell these standard USB Type-C cables if you don't already have one. This one that you see here is a standard USB Type-C to USB Type-C, so you can charge your phone while connected to perhaps this port, for instance. And they sell lots of these cables for about $15 a pop, and it comes in different colors. It's a pretty high quality cable with braided internals, and it's a 2-meter long cable length, which is slightly longer than the average 1.5 meters, and of course supports fast charging and data transfer speeds. But again, this isn't really the main star of the show, so to speak. It's the Q-Hub that we are really interested in taking a closer look at. So here are some interesting facts about it. It supports up to 65 watts of power, so you can fully charge up a MacBook just by plugging it into the USB-C port. It's fully reversible, supports USB 3.0 in terms of file transfer speeds up to 5 gigabits per second, 4K HDMI 2.0 technology, and it still remains fairly compact and small while expanding on the ports and the features. So it could be really a very valuable accessory if you have a modern Android phone that uses USB Type-C, or of course the newer MacBooks are using this new port for power and for connecting to other essentials. So again, this is also the same thing as the Thunderport 3.0 port and has the same design, so this will be compatible with that as well. So pulling this out, we have what looks like just the Q-Hub in addition to an instruction manual. And that's it. There are no other contents such as an extra USB-C cable included as part of this packaging. So the instruction manual here is printed both in Chinese and in English. It tells you how to operate it. The specifications, you can see that we have one Type-C connect to a laptop, Type-C connect to an adapter, Type USB 3.0 for connecting accessories, and the HDMI port. Works, of course, with the MacBook and other phones that support OTG or data output. So here it is. The Q-Hub itself is actually quite compact in terms of size. The material on the front is coated in a layer of soft touch rubber, which makes it seem fairly well constructed and grippy. It doesn't attract too many fingerprints either. It doesn't slide around on surfaces or desks just because it incorporates the soft touch build. Otherwise, the frame is made out of polycarbonate, and on the bottom here there is that power input using that reversible USB Type-C that can be connected to the wall, for instance. And here we have a built-in, probably USB Type-C cable that's integrated onto the side. It's a little bit stiff to get out, and obviously the cable length is also quite short because it's meant to just be plugged into your MacBook and used as is, kind of as an extension accessory. Once this is plugged in, you have access to, again, that standard full-sized HDMI port, which is again going to be quite useful for business people or for connecting it for entertainment purposes. The other side features another USB Type-C for connecting maybe to a phone or adding additional accessories like even another port. Another Q-Hub can be plugged into this if you want to purchase multiple sets. And of course we have two standard full-sized USB 3.0 ports, which are useful for older standards and full-size USB keyboards and mouse, stuff like that. So really it does a pretty good job. Just plugging it into one power source allows it to do all these things, from charging your computer to providing data and the video output. And that's really what's impressive about this Thunderport or USB Type-C technology. So not only does this minimize the number of accessories and cables you have to bring with you, just this one little hub is required from video to power to data. It's also quite well built, and if you have a MacBook that uses this type port, then this could be one of the best all-in-one solutions out there, even though the price is a little bit high, in my opinion. With that being said, I did try this with some other Android phones. I have to point out, a few phones such as the Nextbit Robin, which is a phone that has a USB Type-C port for charging, and some other lower-end Type-C phones may not support, video output. So that is a feature that will depend on if you have the latest generation Type-C or Thunderport built in as a feature. And if it doesn't have that feature, then obviously the full-sized HDMI here will not work, so it doesn't support video output, but other things like providing power and for providing data when you connect this to another computer, Mac or PC are both supported, simply plug and play, and that still functions quite well. And indeed, file transfer speeds are roughly 5 gigabits per second, so it's very swift and fast. When it comes to charging, now USB Type-C is already quite fast, but by default, it doesn't use Qualcomm's quick charge technology. So charging up a phone using Type-C and this hub in general will take about 2 hours to complete with a estimated 3,000 milliamp hour capacity battery. Charging up a MacBook will take obviously a bit longer with the full-size laptop battery inside. So it works pretty well. It's as fast as most modern chargers, but this one in particular doesn't have that quick charge QC chip embedded into it. So that's something to quickly point out. But regardless, data transfer speeds are already quite fast, and for charging up your devices, 2 hours to around 4 hours, depending on the size of the battery, is already quite fast. And so this has been our quick video first look of the Q Hub. We'll come out with an article soon with some more details and testing, but it seems to be one of the most complete USB Type-C hubs currently on the market. There are a few downsides. I would have liked to see the inclusion of some more accessories bundled with the Q Hub by default, in case you don't already have, let's say, a wall plug, because you need to have your own plug that goes into the wall for power, for instance, or maybe even an extra Type-C cable thrown in for, as an extra gift for the price. But at the moment it does work fairly well. It gets a little bit warm during operation, but it doesn't get hot. It uses just passive cooling, and of course you can plug in all these ports at the same time and it will still function without any loss of speed or performance, which is again a benefit of this new USB standard. So you can check out more details soon, but this has been our video. Thanks for watching here at OS Reviews. This has been the Power Trend Q Hub USB Type-C all-in-one hub.